Hello everybody, my name is Jacob Wolf, and this is the Art Life video blog, day 44, interview 2, because of not necessarily poor scheduling, but my inability to tell people no. We have a second interview today. Lucky me, we have Patricia, Colleen, Patricia Williams. Sorry, two first names, I get confused. Colleen Patricia Williams. And we're here at the Rollin' Wheels Mobile Estates.
Yep.
And I'm here and I'm awe-stricken by the work that's around me. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit?
Well, I'm a as you can see, multimedia artist. I do oils and mosaics and encaustics. My current passion is pretty much the illuminated mosaics and glass. So basically that's what I am and what I do.
It's great. You told me in an email that you were declined from a show because of where you create your art.
Yes, sirree, Bob. That happened a few years ago here, and we had just moved into this park, and it was over my encaustics. This woman was all gung ho for this gallery to show me and show my work, and she wanted to do a studio visit. And when I gave her the address and told her where it was, she severed. That was the end of the relationship right there.
Wow.
Yep, completely and totally. That was the end of it.
Are you proud to have been declined in such a way?
Well, I was flabbergasted. I was amused.
Right.
I will say that. I'm not necessarily so much proud as it definitely raised an eyebrow.
I love when people tell me no for stupid reasons.
Yeah,
it's like, I'm going to make it and I'm going to laugh at you.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was like, I was absolutely flabbergasted. You know, I got news for her. Van Gogh didn't do his artwork in a mansion.
Right.
You know, I mean, artwork comes... I've seen some... This is one of the things that bugs me about some of the Portland art scene. Is that I have seen some fabulous artists out there on the streets last Thursday. Mm-hmm. I saw one fella a couple years ago, one young man that did these absolutely phenomenal nudes. They were just beautifully... They were rendered beautifully. They were proportioned. They were artistically... They were absolutely emotive. Just love the beautiful work. And that fella is ignored. As I sent off to like Oregon Art Beat, and I asked them, why...
Hi, puppies.
Yep. I asked Oregon Art Beat, why not visit some of these people? Get down, go see Daddy. Go, why not these artists that are on the street? There is some fabulous art that's being created in non-traditional places. Mm-hmm. And truthfully, traditional is a construct in the first bloody place. Because, face it, what artist can really afford a separate studio?
I mean, our studio, and this is a studio we have 7 people in our house, so anybody in our house that wants to make art, makes art in our living room, or in their own room. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not a traditional studio, but it's what we have. And
it's what art is still being created out of.
Right.
We humans have an inherent need to create artwork. In 2011, I did a lecture at LSU in Baton Rouge on this subject for the graduate students in chemistry.
Wow. About
the juxtaposition of art and science and how these two have been with us, they've been with us forever. Chemistry and art have been with us, since the first person stuck, because a stick in the fire is a chemical reaction. When you take said stick that you've just burned, look at the cave wall and say, wow, I think I see an auroch there. That's art.
Mm-hmm. I mean...
And when the rest of the tribe, the rest of the clan looked at the auroch you just drew and said, wow, that's art. Mm-hmm. You struck them. That's art.
The conclusion that I've come up with recently, and I've said this on a couple of our interviews, is that creation and art are synonymous. They're the same thing. Mm-hmm. Whatever you're making, whether you make relationships or paintings or encaustics, I mean, as long as you're creating something, you have art inside of you.
I agree with that 100%.
Poetry, music, it's all creation, and it's all speaking from inside. Like, it's not even necessarily a voice that we can that has words, but I mean, we have to let it speak somehow.
Right. You can't just not everything can be quantified in words. And that's where art comes in. Not everything can be quantified in words, and art is the part that speaks to that. The part that we can't quantify and define and cage and categorize and box and label and slap some saran wrap on it, and there's that part of that's where art speaks to, I think.
I'm really flabbergasted, baffled at why, especially in Portland, I mean, somebody would say, no, we're not interested in showing your work because of, you live in a trailer home.
Shoot, I got
There's nothing more Portlandian than living small. It's about, saving energy, saving the earth, taking up less space.
Well, you look at my space here, and if you'll notice, I've got pretty decent space here for...
Yeah, and
I've got a pretty decent sized space.
It seems, you have more space per person than we have in our house.
I did art lessons for a lady down by the Lloyd Center, right? One of those high-priced condos there. And she told me that she was paying like $2,000 a month for this. And I about croaked because what she was paying for was smaller than what I've got.
Right.
She was paying this little tiny cramped space, and here I've got room. I got a wood stove.
And
that wood stove works, and we use it. I use it. Truthfully, I've got, like you see here, I've got a whole nother room that you didn't even see in there.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just dismissing it.
No problem. I've got a whole nother room that you didn't see in there that's roughly...
you said you had tools and...
Yeah, I got my drill press in there. I got drill presses, and I come with 3 kilns, a ceramic kiln, that glass kiln in there, and I got an enameling kiln.
Wow.
I come equipped with a lot of toys. We've got the...
So how long have you been melting glass and...
The glass actually started with, on my website, did you see the polar bear?
I did.
That's what I had to buy the glass kiln for, that polar bear.
Wow.
That polar bear was commissioned by the Doubletree Hilton Hotel Group in Seattle, Washington.
Wow.
They paid, he lives in the lobby of the Arctic Club Hotel in downtown Seattle there. They're a 5-star, and that's where he lives. And he was made for them. He was commissioned for them. Well, his teeth, his tongue, his nose, and his claws are all cast. There's fiber optics in his claws. And I had to cast those in order to get what I needed. The claws are cast, and then they're mounted onto the ends of his paws. So that each one is it's a finger.
All right, so you don't know until you see. I would really like to show off some of your work, but you don't know what you're missing. Let's show off some of this work.
All right, let's go.
All right. Well, this is kind of in view right now. This is a smaller piece. Do you want to?
It's called Under the Blind Sun. It's a mosaic on plexiglass. I like to recycle plexiglass. I like to get the stuff that people are throwing out and reuse it so it doesn't hit the landfill. And that's what I come up with right there.
It's really amazing. I'm going to get up close. And there's a face in there, and we're going to talk a little bit about the faces a little bit. All right, here, we're going to switch it up a little bit. This is an oil painting, and this is called...
The Angry Chair.
The Angry Chair.
This is about that simmering kind of anger. Like I said, I have a son with Tourette's. And he gets very frustrated, and that frustration can lead to a very simmering sort of anger that sticks around. Much like the Alice in Chains song.
What's the Alice in Chains song?
There is an Alice in Chains song, and I'm not sure if the name is Angry Chair or not, but there is a song that, sitting in an angry chair, oh goodness, I can't remember the rest of the words.
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
I will.
I have it on my hard drive. But yeah, and there's my whale. She turns that's a she, and she's swimming.
She turns.
And you can tell she's a she because of this dorsal fin. When I researched this project, when I researched this one, I found out that the difference between male and female orcas is that dorsal fin. A female orca has a curve in her dorsal fin, whereas the male orca's fin is straight.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either until the project. But this is glass. It's the mosaic, and this is on
a 3D mosaic. That's really neat. It has a base and everything.
Yeah, and she'll turn 360 degrees with the right.
Incredible.
See?
There's some more oil paintings over here behind the lamp. Down here is another little mosaic.
Yeah, work in progress. And of course this one.
The big piece, the centerpiece of the room. Tell us a little bit about this. How many faces are in there?
We have here, this is all about this piece is about the genetic tree of human life. This is about, genetic science shows us, it's very strongly supported that every human on the planet comes from one mother. We come from MT Eve, a woman who lived approximately 200,000 years ago. All of us. Every one of us. And then we have Y Adam. All men on Earth have an unbroken Y chromosome from him, and he lived approximately roughly the same time. They lived probably about 20,000 years apart, but they lived roughly in the same time era. And that's what the red ribbon is about. It's the unbroken line from Y Adam all the way up to the modern man. And then we have from Eve, she's the tree that we all come from. And she has 7 daughters that the human race is divided into. There's 7 different major haplotypes. And then they break down even smaller from that.
Wow.
But yeah, all of us, there was an event of super volcanism about 74,000 years ago that almost wiped humanity out completely. And we are the remainders. Her bloodline is the one that survived it. So that's what this piece is about. Every one of us, you, me, all of us, we are 99% the same. All human diversity is contained within 1%. And all of us have mitochondria from her.
Wow.
So yeah, to me, and we all this is the root, where you see the snake shape, the snake of knowledge that points us out. Because my view, if you're going to call anything Eden, that's it. It's Africa, where we came out of. Where we evolved there, we came out of there, and up we went into where we are, the huge big thing that we are today. Incredible.
I mean, it's an incredible piece, and I really love the story behind it. What's the swirl on top?
The spirals are because those are the oldest
I guess
things.
there's one on the bottom too.
Yeah, there's 2 spirals. This is we're in space because we're moving out to space. And as we do, we'll always be grounded. We'll always be grounded with our planet, no matter where we go, be it in the earth or be it in the heavens, no matter where we go. We're always part and parcel of the cradle we came from.
So let's move, because there's the faces in here. Let's move to the process of creating these faces a little bit.
Well, there's some glass faces right there. Let me grab a couple little clay. Nuggets.
Check these out. These are, and I mean, she's got so many of these.
Yeah, I do a lot of different. Now here is, each one's different. Everybody's different. This one right here, she's the one I'm working on right now. She's going to be part of a piece. I just learned some interesting things about my family history. I went from rootless to this whole huge family hedge in like a week. And one of the things I learned is I actually got to my 3rd great grandmother. I actually got to see her name on the slave manifest that brought her into Louisiana.
Wow.